Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday night Fusion Webcast. It's great to have you here this week. I hope everybody had an exciting week. I know we certainly did here in Orlando with our inaugural Success Day on Saturday. We had corporate Michael Smith and Mariana and Steve come visit us in Orlando. And of course, the ever-present everywhere, Mr. Randy Gage gave a stirring presentation and really energized our team here in Orlando. It's very exciting to see how hard everybody worked toward that event, and actually the energy that they came away from that event on Saturday. We already have some new team members, some new people making their list, some new people getting into the Accelerator Guide, and we have a brand new team member who happened to be going to Panama on vacation today, so they left with a whole bunch of product and new excitement and all the energy that goes with being brand new and not knowing anything. But it's so wonderful to watch new team members get started. So welcome to the webcast tonight, and we want to talk a little bit about tonight about the heart and soul of this business. You know, no matter how many big, huge events we all work for, those are a critical part of our business. But the real critical heart and soul are the home meetings, the grand openings, the 2 or 3 grand openings you have people start with in the first 10 to 14 days. This new thing for me is called the product parties. We're going to start getting more information about product parties and how you have people come over to your home and do tastings and product combinations and get excited about product testimonials. Really cool. But the one-on-ones, the two-on-ones are really, you know, all this is the heart and soul of the business. And then it's going to grow into these leadership academies. And we want you to start really focusing on getting your leadership academy started. Here in Orlando, we started with about 4 people, and that has now grown each, you know, out of the house now after about 6 weeks into a weekly hotel meeting. And I encourage you, no matter how small your core group is, if you have 4, 6, 8 people who are serious, go ahead and start your leadership academies on Monday night. The success days and nights that are going around. Thank you, Randy, for coming to see us. I know you were in Miami on Thursday and Orlando on Saturday. This is going to be something that is going to take off around the country, and I'm looking very excited to hear what cities are going to be next, who's going to put out the energy to attract Randy to come visit your city. Where's Waldo? Where's Randy? That's what we're looking for. So these special events we're talking about, also the excitement from out of Alumbra, the 1st of June, is still going on. People are still telling stories about how they were there with 10,000 people in the crowd, and I'm talking about 10,000 crazy people. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this was an amazing event that people are still talking about, still having a positive impact on our business, and the next big special event is going to be in Dallas. And I want you, as your assignment today, as your challenge, as soon as we get off this webcast, to go to XTribe Online, go to your and register for this event. Get your hotel, get your flight, really make an effort, because if you commit to actually going online and getting your tickets in your back office and then going to XTribe Online and registering for the event, you're going to work extra hard to get there in Dallas, which is September 16th to the 18th. The corporate office is there. They came to town, like I told you, and put on a great show. This is Explode. It's going to do exactly what it says, and that's explode your business. So this is an important step. You're going to learn step-by-step training on how to build your business, how to start your leadership academies, all these trainings from leaders around the world, and that is where we're going to get fusionized for the last quarter of the year. So do this, and you're going to be especially committed to your business. But tonight is a very special occasion. We're going to have Randy tell us exactly what this business looks like, what it is, what you should be doing on a daily basis, what you should be doing on a weekly basis, and why this timing is so important. Randy, you on board?
All right, let me unmute here. Yeah, so what does it really look like when somebody comes to your meeting, they come to your event, they're at a 2-on-1, 1-on-1, and they say, okay, what would I do? How exactly would I do the business? So let's talk about that, because one of the keys is it's really important that you have, let me try to adjust my computer a little here. Really important, if you want to do the business, it takes 10 or 12 hours a week. If you can do 15, that's great. but you need 10 hours a week to do the business. So I think it's really important when we're talking to people about the business that we are upfront about that, and that they say, how would it look like? What would I do? You say, we want you to keep your regular job or keep your regular business. We want you to start Fusion part-time on the side, 10 or 12 hours a week. If someone says, well, I just have 2 hours a week, I could do it 2 hours a week, it's better they don't join the business. It's better they just use the products and retail the products and get some customer base. But they can't really build a business in 2 hours a week, because if they sponsor people, then those people are going to need support. They're going to need help on three-way calls and coming to their first couple of meetings for their grand openings and things like that. And if they're working 2 hours a week, they're not going to be able to support their people. So let's be upfront. It's 10 or 12 hours a week. Now, what will you be doing during those 10 or 12 hours? What does the business look like? One of the most important things you'll ever do in the business is working your candidate list. And meaning the candidate list should be organic. It shouldn't be, you should never say, I should never hear, you should never hear from anyone in your team, I've gone through my whole list. I have no one else to talk to. That's impossible if you're actually working the business. That's impossible if you're working your candidate list. So let me give you an example. I think this is the best example I have seen in a year. I'm in the gym yesterday, and you've got all the dumbbells, and there's like 2 big racks of dumbbell weights, and there's no labels on them. So there's like 75-pound one over there, and 10-pound over there, and 5-pound there, and 30-pound there, and 50-pound. Drives me nuts. Everybody just puts them back wherever. So I was doing my upper body workout, and I say, you know, it'll be like an extra 3 sets. I'm going to put all these weights in order. So, because I don't work out with my glasses, so it's like hard even for me to see what the weights are. So I say, I'm just going to organize these things. So I do that. I figure that's just going to be my extra workout. So I'm doing them. Guy walks in the gym. He looks over, sees what I'm doing. He comes over and says, thank you for doing that. That's so wonderful. I do that sometimes too. Drives me crazy. I say, yeah, so we're chatting. And he says, so you're new? I say, yeah, well, actually, I bought the place, almost 2 years ago, but I've been renovating it, so I haven't been here much. Just finishing the renovation. Oh, I'm the president of the condo association. So he introduces himself to me, and then he says, are you registered to vote? I said, yes, I am registered to vote. He says, oh, because I'm running for mayor here in the town. And so, and so we're having this whole conversation, and so he introduced himself, and turns out he lives on the same floor here in the penthouse that I'm on, halfway down the hallway. And I thought, this guy is perfect for network marketing. And it all made sense when he told me he's running for mayor, because a mayor is a position of influence, right? If you're a politician, you're a mayor of a country, of a city, that's a position of influence. That's what we do in network marketing. We are people of influence. That's what the business is about. You say, what do we really do? We influence. So first thing, of course, is I came up and I added this guy to my candidate list. You notice I didn't try to sponsor him in the middle of the gym. I just, hey, here's a guy with influence. He's friendly. He walks over. He starts up a conversation. He introduces himself, finds out what we have in common. It was the perfect example of how to meet people. And he's obviously doing that because he's running for mayor. So he wants to know everybody who lives in his town because he would like us to vote for him. It's the same thing with your Fusion business. You want to know everybody in town. So you want to do what this guy did in the gym, which is just look for an opportunity to have a conversation with people, get to know them, and make some new friendships. And then let those relationships develop, and when the time is right, you can introduce Fusion to them. So that's what you want to do for a lot of that 10 or 12 hours each week. And then every week, you got to take out 30 minutes and be on this Leadership Webcast. If you can be on it live, great. A lot of times the Eastern, Central time zones, they've got events going on, and they're watching the replay. Great. Either way, watch it live watch the replay. But what does the business look like? If you're going to be serious in the business, if you want to be a leader, you have to watch the Leadership Webcast every week. The next thing on your list, your 10 or 12 hours, what do? Is you attend a Leadership Academy every week. You heard Billy talk about this in the open. You heard Lily Rosales. If you were at the launch, you heard Lily Rosales and Luca Maloney talk about what an extraordinary contribution these leadership academies have made to their team. Because it's that thing where every week you get that recharge of your batteries. You learn something. You're communing with other success-minded people. And so, for instance, last night I walked into the Miami Leadership Academy. Now, they weren't expecting me because I'm not on the program. I'm not on the poster. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to fly home to California on Sunday. Well, somehow my flight got canceled. The other flights were booked. I couldn't get out of here. So I happened to be in Miami on Monday. So what did I do? I looked, where's the academy? And I went to the academy. And they were all, okay, are you going to speak tonight? No, I'm not. I don't need to speak tonight. You already have your 3 speakers lined up. And it was wonderful to see and all 3 of them were in my team, so I was real excited. One of them was Juan Carlos was my personal enrollee, and he did the middle section. And it was just so exciting to see. One of Cindy's people did an amazing job on the products. Donna did that. And then Max, who's under the line with Alberto Zerlinger, he did the story at the end. And it was wonderful. And the whole idea of Leadership Academy is not that you bring in a diamond director for them. And that's why I didn't want to talk, because the whole point of that Leadership Academy is people learn how to do a testimonial. Then they learn how to do a 5-minute thing or a 7-minute thing. They learn how to do a 15-minute thing. They learn how to do a 45-minute or 30-minute presentation. And that's how leaders are developed. And so that's one of the things. You say, okay, I want to do the business. I want to know, what does it look like? These are the things. You set it aside 10 or 12 hours a week. I actually still use a planner, a paper planner, okay? I'm old school, right? But one of the most important things you will do every week is take some time on a Saturday night or Sunday and set aside, get out your planner and plan your week and say, okay, what are the 10 hours or the 12 hours I'm going to do my business this week? I was talking with Ann in the car today on the phone, and she was talking about counseling with someone, and she was telling them, hey, if you want to make this work, you got to schedule it. It can't be the last thing on your list. And I'm counseling with people all the time with that, to say, well, wait a minute. Where's your planner? What have you set aside for this week? Well, I haven't actually scheduled anything, but when I meet someone, I tell them about Fusion. No, that isn't going to work. You want to be a professional. You want to be successful with this. You have to block out the time. Okay, I've got the Leadership Academy on Monday night. That's 2.5, 3 hours. I've got the Leadership Academy on Tuesday, the Leadership Webcast on Tuesday night. That's 30 minutes. Okay, so now I got 3.5 hours. So I've got 8.5 or 9 hours more to work my business. And then what you want to do for that is you want as much of that as possible to be set aside for rainmaker activities. What do we mean by that? We mean activity which brings the rain. So what's the activity that brings the rain? It's putting people in front of presentations. So they can become a customer or they can become a team member. That's how we grow the business. So it's getting customers, it's getting people at your home meetings, it's getting long-distance people, sending them a link or a WhatsApp or a text so they're watching the video for long-distance people. That's the rainmaker activity. It's not looking in your Soy Fusion site and refreshing it every minute to see did anyone else order. That's busy work, right? Rainmaker activity is getting people in front of presentations so you build your customer base and you find people who want to build the business. So the important part of that process, so remember, 10, 12 hours a week, and be mindful of it. Get out your planner and say, okay, how can I really schedule this so that I'm getting the most productivity out of my time, and I'm actually doing rainmaker activity that grows my team instead of just doing busy work. Now, in terms of the process, a couple of things that I think are really important about this. One is the thing I want to emphasize when I did the power recruiting training, is this idea, if you will set the intention, as every new person, as soon as they're in, how quickly can you get to the point where your team is showing 100 views of the movement from the Amazon video in a week, every week? So see, it doesn't work if you say, you know, Becky says, all right, I'm committing to do 20 people will see this video this week, and you get 4 other people who will commit to show 20 people the video, and then you've got 100. That's 1 week. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you get that base foundation where every week, you know, before the week even starts, that at least 100 candidates are going to see that video from somebody on your team. Because understand, when you start, you should just be enrolling, recruiting, getting customers, getting team members, and that's what you should spend 90% of your time on. And you shouldn't stop enrolling until you have 3 to 5 people on the one side, 3 to 5 people on the other side. Now, when you got that, now you're going to see you don't have a lot of time to talk to new candidates. You're going to be busy working in depth. You get 6 to 10 people who actually get this and are doing something with it. You won't have time to talk to a candidate for the next 60 days. You're just going to be working in depth with your people. But those 3 to 5 people are going to be shown, they're going to be doing their major blast. They're going to have, you know, their product open house first. They're going to get some customers. Then they have these 2 more presentations at their home where they get 8 or 10 or 12 people there at a time to watch that. So you could see, wow, okay, I've got the 100 views happening with these people. They bring in people, again, once they duplicate the process, they have 3 to 5 on one side, 3 to 5 on another side. They're going to be too busy to do a bunch of personal enrolling, but they will have people who have taken up the fight, right? So you'll see, get there as quick as you can. So that's, remember, we can't control who's going to sponsor in, who's going to become a customer, because the candidates always make that decision. The only thing you can control is your activity. So if you set aside your planner, you block off the time, you make it rainmaker activity, you be mindful, now you're going to really see, okay, I'm going to make sure at least 100 people on my team, 100 candidates see this video from me or somebody on my team. And as soon as you get to that level, you want to start working to the next level, which is 500 views a week of that video. And of course, from there, once you get there, your next major goal is 1,000 views a week of the video every week from your team. That's the foundation. You know, okay, clock strikes midnight on Wednesday, the new week is starting for Thursday morning. You know, I will have at least 1,000 candidates will see that video from somebody on my team this week. And when that happens, your business will never be the same again. Your business will be transformed. So that's the kind of goal I want you to set for. 100 views, then 500 views, then 1,000 views a week, every week. The other thing I want to tell you is it's really important to have these leadership academies, because you need to do it, you need to recharge, you need to train, and you need these as the second look or the third look for people. So it's really important, if you don't have a leadership academy, you've got to be driving to one, and then as soon as possible you want to be starting one in your home. In your hometown, not your home, your hometown. Now, if I talk to Denver, they're going to say, well, we're struggling with the Leadership Academy. If I talk to Durango, they're going to say, well, we're kind of struggling. If I talk to Chicago, if I talk to Shai and Yafa and me in San Diego, if I talk to the people in New Jersey, you know, what they're going to say? Well, we're kind of struggling with the Leadership Academy. We got the same 11 people coming every week, and or hey, we have 7 this week, and then we get 19 next week, and then the next week it goes back to 8. Here's what I want you to understand. That's absolutely perfectly normal at this process, at this point of the process. Because that's what it takes, is you have to fight for your local Leadership Academy. You got to give blood for this. You got to say, okay, I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be cuatro gatos. I know it's going to be this 7 of us, but if you go with the stuff we're talking about and you start to get the videos going and you say, okay, I'm going to get to the point where I have 100 people a week seeing that video from someone in my team, I promise you the Leadership Academies are going to grow. But just know, they always start off as a struggle. It always starts off of there's only 5 of us or there's only 8 of us. And that's just the way it is. Because you're going to have to invest in those Leadership Academies. You're going to have to fight for them. And no, you're supposed to be strong. Everybody in America right now. Other markets, it's a little more developed down in Peru and Ecuador and whatever. But for you guys in the United States, you guys in Mexico, you guys who, in my team who just started up in Ecuador or just starting up in Chile, hey, you're going to have to fight for that. And it's going to be 6 months until you really got those rocking. But don't give up in the meantime. Keep working. Do the grand openings, do the home presentations, send the link, the app for all the long distance people. Take your laptop or your tablet when you're meeting the people 2-on-1 and 1-on-1 and play the movement from the Amazon video, if you're meeting people at coffee shops or whatever, and just get candidates in front of presentations. And if you do that, I promise the Leadership Academies will grow, and if the Leadership Academies grow, your skills grow, and your team grows, and your bonus check grows, and it only gets better. But just know you got to fight for those at the start. All right, I'm about to turn it back over to Billy so he can talk about how to close out your week strong, but I do want to add a thought on this to what he's going to talk about. I got an email from Cindy Lapp just about half an hour ago. And she mentioned something that you may not be aware of, and she had just discovered it. She had someone, she was doing the smart thing, which Billy's going to probably talk about next, about getting in your back office, checking the enrollment lines and all that. So she was doing that, and she noticed that one of her people wasn't senior executive because she wasn't EF active. So she called her up and said, and the lady, oh yeah, I've got some new customer I'm signing up right now or whatever, and I'm going to be fine. But just by whatever intuition, she clicked on the key. She looked at the volume and realized this lady isn't, because it said she was whatever percent to senior executive, because that was the next rank, right? But she actually, when Cindy clicked on the key indicator, she realized this lady is almost a bronze. But that doesn't show in the enrollment line. It's only going to show the next line, right? But if you click the key indicators, then you might find that this person you think is just short for senior executive is really just short for bronze, or the person you think is just short for bronze is really just short for gold. So that's the only thing I'm going to add. Thanks, Cindy, for sending that in. If you guys, I'm sure some of you hadn't thought of that. So be sure and do that when you're doing the things that Billy talks about. And Billy, I'm going to turn it back to you so you can talk about exactly how they do that.
All right, Randy. Yes, that's a great tip for sure, and everybody needs to be checking that. But I want to go back a little bit to let everybody know that I have known Randy for 16 years. And we've been playing softball together for 16 years. He's always been an athlete. He's always been in shape. And we were with a previous company where we had a health and wellness company as well. And let me say some of the products actually tasted good. So I'm here to tell you tonight, I saw Randy on Saturday. And because these products taste so good, I think his compliance is up. Across the board, our compliance is up. So that means we love them. We take it on 4 or 5 or 6 a day and combinations. And I have to tell you, I have never seen him in better shape in 16 years. And it also ties into what he talked about earlier on the webcast. He was at the gym, and he's compliant with his products and taking these really powerful, effective products. Thanks, Randy, for being an example to all of us.
Yeah, and let me just say, I just had dinner with my ex before this, and you know what they said? They were like, what happened to you? What are you? I actually hit 195 on the scale. I haven't been 195 in 20 years. And I'm 195 now with muscle, which I didn't have before. And I have never been so excited about a product line. I've never been this lean. I've never been this strong. I've never had this much energy. I'm off a bunch of medications, but at the result, the advice of my doctor that I no longer need. So I swear by him. I swear by him.
Yeah, that's a great example of being a leader. Live the business, and you'll attract more team members to your team. This is great. So for your challenge tonight, I told you to go back to X-Tribe Online. We got 26 hours plus or minus, and we're going to end the week on Wednesday at midnight Eastern. So go to your team, check your enrollment line, see who is EF qualified, who is EF active, who is not. If those are new terms for you and you don't know the definitions, I could tell you right now, but I'm going to train you how to do this even easier. Go to X-Tribe Online, download the compensation plan, and look on the first couple pages for definitions, and you'll be able to learn what EF active and EF qualified actually are. They're very vital. And like you said, if you're an executive or a senior or bronze or gold, and you have team members fighting for those ranks, let's build a culture within your business where every Monday and Tuesday you look at the back office and see who you can help rank events. This is getting to be a lot of fun, guys. This is going to be a fun time to really push it out. Go hard to Explode in Dallas, September 16th to 18th. Again, your homework for right now after this webcast is to go to X-Tribe Online, get your tickets, get registered, get the hotel, get your flight, get everything in order, and lead by example. Just like Randy is doing, leading by example with the products, lead by example with committing to getting to Dallas, and your team will be attracted to that as well, and that's how you're going to grow your business. So have a great week and make this happen for yourself. Let's fusionize ourselves and get all energized for what we're doing here. We're teaching people how to open up their own business for very little amount of money, and we're helping them take back their life. Have a great week.